3 ingredients, 1 goal, the perfect sponge cake. Join me as we simplify the act of baking.
Are you a foodie like me and need access to mouth-watering food, cakes, and pastries recipes? Then this is the channel for you. Welcome to Cravings by Anna. My name is Chef Anna. Sit back and enjoy.
Hello everyone, today we are going to be making vanilla sponge cake. Oh my god, this is one of my most economical but yet very extremely tasty recipes. It's made out of 3 basic ingredients, which are the egg, your sugar, flour. So if you have these 3 ingredients in your home right now, join me as we make the best sponge vanilla cake recipes ever. Right guys, so here we have our ingredients. Apart from the 3 ingredients I mentioned earlier, get your water and any vanilla cake flavor of your choice. Okay, I have my vanilla flavor here. So you're going to start by separating your egg white from your egg yolk, and all the measurements I use are in the description box. You want to pour in your egg white into your mixing bowl. Add your first sugar. Your sugar are going to be in 2 batches, and I will give you the measurement for 2 of the batches in the description box. Okay, so you're going to add the first one, which is the higher quantity of the sugar, into your egg white, and you're going to whisk this on high speed until it forms a thick and stiff peak. Okay, so this is just me basically whisking my egg and sugar mixture on high speed, emphasis on high speed. Okay, so you're going to whisk it thoroughly, so you can see at this point it's almost getting ready, but the peak is not as stiff as I want. So I just want to pull out the cover of my bowl so that you can see what I am mixing, exactly the way I am mixing it. So you can see I just turned on my mixer to the high speed and continued mixing this. Okay, so from this video you can see that the peak is already forming and it's already getting foamy and stiff, if you can observe from this video. And at this point I will just pop it out and show you exactly what you are aiming at. So this is it. You can see my balloon hook, you can see the way it is, you can see how thick this is, you can see how stiff it also is. It's thick and it's stiff at the same time, you can see. So this is what you are aiming at. This is what you are aiming at. It shouldn't fall off, it shouldn't, this is the right consistency that you are aiming at. So once you have this, you are halfway to getting the fluffiest vanilla cake of all time. So this is basically what it should look like. Okay, and I'm going to flip this bowl over just to give you another test, to show you how to also examine your egg white and sugar mixture to know if it's ready. So you can see me flipping this bowl upside down and everything is just intact, everything is just the way it is. You can see I've done this multiple times and everything is just intact. Okay, so this is how to look out for your stiff peak. Okay, this is how to know if your egg white and sugar mixture is just in the right consistency to make this cake. So you're going to scoop this out in another bowl and set that aside. Then back to your mixing bowl, you are going to pop it into your mixer just like I have done, or if you're using a hand mixer you can also just get it ready. Okay, and you're going to pour in your egg yolk and you're going to pour in your second batch of sugar, and then you put in your vanilla flavor or whichever flavor that you're using, but I strongly recommend that you use vanilla flavor or milk flavor. If you have the two, you can mix both of them together and use it, as these two flavors gives you a very nice taste for your sponge vanilla cake. Okay, so you're going to basically set this on high speed and you're going to mix this together. Okay, And for this process, I would recommend you use a hand mixer, especially if you're working on a small quantity, just like I am doing. You can see that for this stable mixer, I'm finding it difficult to actually walk through the egg yolk and sugar because the quantity is really small. Okay, so this was supposed to rise a little bit. If you're using a hand mixer, you can walk through this. You have the control over the mixer, so you can basically walk through this on your own terms. But the stand mixer is just there mixing it for you, and for this small quantity, it's just going to rough blend it. Okay, it's going to rough mix it. So if you have a hand mixer at this point, you want to use it for this particular uh, this side. Okay, you want to use your hand mixer to mix the egg yolk and sugar, especially if you are working on a small quantity. But otherwise, you can continue with your stand mixer all through. So basically what I have done is to mix the egg yolk and the sugar till it's kind of fluffy, and then I alternate my flour and water. Okay, alternate your flour and water, and just alternate your flour and your water until the two ingredients are exhausted. And please note that from time to time you would have to take a break and scrape the sides of your bowl just to make sure that you get an even mixture. Okay, an even mixture. So you can see me scraping the sides of my bowl. This is to enable me get all the ingredients well incorporated into my batter. Okay, so from time to time you are going to see me scraping the sides of my bowl, and I also advise that you do this when you're making your own sponge vanilla cake. You're going to enjoy this recipe, trust me. If you do it the right way, follow the right measurements and also the tips that I have given you while baking this cake, it will ensure that you get a very fluffy sponge vanilla cake. So basically you can see I'm still alternating my flour and my water. So you're going to alternate these until you have exhausted the two ingredients. Please don't be in a hurry and just take your time. Make sure that you do this bit by bit. Alternate a little of the flour and a little of the water bit by bit by bit until you've exhausted all the ingredients. And this is what we have. Okay guys, so at this point I would just scrape down the sides of my bowl for the very last time before I start the next procedure. So basically this is what the mixture looks like. Okay, so this is what you should have, and if you've used a hand mixer then it should be a bit lighter than this. Okay, because of the reason that I already mentioned earlier. Okay, so this is basically what we have. I just scraped down the sides of my bowl and I decided to give it one more mix. Okay, I would give this one more mix before I start the next procedure. So basically this is what we have. Okay, this is what we have after alternating the flour and the water. Okay, so let's dive into the next procedure. So you're going to incorporate the first mixture and the second mixture. And remember, the first mixture is just a mix of our egg white and our sugar. So you're going to incorporate that to our flour mixture now. And please note that this incorporation, I am doing it on very low speed. On a very low speed, you don't need high speed. You've done the major mixing. Okay, at this point what you just want to do is to just incorporate it, and it's not really necessary to use a mixer for this process. Okay, you don't want to overfold this, you don't want to over mix this. Remember, you've done the major mixing, so you're going to do this on a very low speed. On a very low speed, and emphasis on the low speed, because if you over mix this it will affect the rising of the cake and you don't want to come out with a very flat cake. Okay, so make sure you don't over mix this. Basically I would so recommend that you fold in, okay? If you wouldn't over mix, okay, if you know that using a mixer can make you to over mix this batter, kindly pop it out of the mixer, use your spatula and fold in. Use your spatula and fold in. Just pour in the egg white mixture, then fold it in bit by bit gradually until you exhaust it, okay? But if you can watch your speed, then you can continue with your mixer just like I am doing here. All right, so basically I'm just going to combine the first ingredients with the second ingredients, and this is what I am doing here. So guys, this is the last batch of my egg white mixture. I just popped into that bowl and I'm giving it the final mix, okay? And guys, this is what we have. You see, this sponge vanilla cake is the best that you can have, and I recommend it for everyone this Christmas. In fact, don't start baking any cake this Christmas if you've not watched this video. Make sure that you watch this video and include this recipe to your Christmas menu recipes, okay? Include it to one of the recipes that you're going to treat your guests with. Tickle their taste bud, give them a long lasting sensation with this sponge vanilla cake, and they would come back for more, trust me. So you can see how lush this batter looks, you can see how creamy it looks, you can see how luxurious. It's to think that this batter is made out of three basic ingredients. It's a plus, okay? And here is my secret ingredients for this recipe: our baking powder. I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video. It's only for those who will be patient to the end, to watch through the end, that will get this secret ingredients, and also when and how to use it. So this ingredients, the baking powder, you put it after you've mixed your batter and you've gotten it to the perfect consistency. You just add your baking powder and then you stir it manually before you pour it into your pan to bake. So guys, if you have watched this video to this point, I would love you to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and please drop your comments if you have any questions. Make sure you ask your questions. I am ever ready to answer your questions. And if there is any recipe that you would want us to try out for you, let me know in the comment section and I will work on the recipe just for you, okay? So guys, we are going to bake this to perfection. Kindly pop this into your oven and bake until your skewer comes out neat, okay? Note that I tapped that cake batter on my desk. This is to remove air bubbles before I bake it, so you would consider doing so while baking your own cake. So guys, look at this cake. What is not there to love about this cake? Tell me. A slice of this is heaven on earth. It's perfection at its peak. You don't want to miss this recipe for this Christmas, okay? You can see from the top to the bottom, everything is given luxury. Everything is given luxury. And to think that there is no milk added to this recipe just makes it simple, luxury, lush, and everything anything that you can think of, okay? This cake is very simple to make. It is luxury, the taste is heavenly, and it is very economical. It's very economical. Tell me which cake that you can make with sugar, egg, and flour and it will still come out this yummy. No, I have not seen that recipe, but this recipe will ensure that you make the perfect cake of your life. So guys, thank you for watching. Hope you try this out. Bye.